same nigga. It's like I lied. Okay. I done grew so damn much, even I don't know who the fuck I am. One of my biggest fears is risking it all and end up in that jam. Keep me in your back pocket, I promise you that bitch won't jam. Where you at? Somewhere at the top. I've been going so hard, my haters sick, I know they mouth drop. Around my neck and wrist, I got some crystals, this is not a rock. Blew up in my city, they surprised, but I am not shocked. Yo, y'all, welcome back to the Words from RJ podcast. Y'all, hope y'all been doing good. I hope y'all been doing meditating, staying in high vibrations. A lot of stuff been going on in the world today. As y'all can see, we got a special guest in the building. Some of y'all may know who he is. Some of y'all may not know who he is, man. This man right here, his name is Marcus. Marcus from Inner Crystallizations, right? He has not one, but two physical locations, y'all, and an online store. He has the #1 crystal store in Augusta, Georgia, y'all. A lot of people sell crystals. So that's pretty big, man. I'm not gonna lie, that is huge. So, welcome, Marcus. Welcome to the Words from RJ podcast. Tell the people a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, first, I appreciate that. That was a great introduction. I appreciate that.
Sure.
So yeah, I sell crystals. I've been doing this since I was 19. So I've been selling crystals for 6 years now. But I've been running Inner Crystallization here in Augusta for about 3 years. And I've been loving the journey. As people know, like you've seen my content, and if you haven't seen my content, I'll tell you now, I don't really talk about crystals too much on my page. I mostly just, I sell crystals because that's part of my lifestyle. But I normally teach personal development and spirituality, the basics of spirituality, and then some higher level stuff. But like, I'm really just honing in spirituality in general. It's just not all about the crystals.
Exactly. That's dope. Can you talk a little bit about your spiritual journey? Like, what made you want to get into that, and what made you want to start selling crystals in the first place?
So my spiritual journey. So to make a long story short, my spiritual journey started when I was 16, and I was unaware of my own spiritual journey. So like I started my meditation practice, my daily meditation practice, since I was 16. But at that time, I was actually not spiritual. If you were to talk to me about like any spiritual concepts, I'll hit you up with science. If you were to talk to me about like a God, I'm hitting you with science, Big Bang Theory. That's not technically God. But when I was 19, I got into it more so. And then I had like my grand awakening when I was 19, still meditating. And then long story short, I opened my third eye, or quote unquote third eye. But your third eye is always open from like this real life. That your third eye is always open. That's what allows you to imagine. But I opened my third eye when I was 19. I did it a little bit when I was 16, but I was still not spiritual. But when I was 19, I had like my spiritual awakening, got some Moldavite, changed my life up, went vegan. And then I started working with crystals. And I just wanted a way to keep the crystals on me. Like, I just wanted a way to keep them near me. I had in my pocket, but I kept losing them. So, so I learned how to make jewelry. And then I keep saying a long story short, because it's a real long story, but to condense it down, I learned how to make jewelry. And then I just made enough to keep it on myself. But then I took actual lessons from this guy named Ibrima in Little Five Points, Atlanta. And he was a houseless man. We should say houseless because homeless. I guess you would say he chose to be homeless at his level of intelligence and at the level of capability that he had, because he had a community farm. He just chose not to have a house. So he was a homeless man from Africa coming to America. So I learned how to make jewelry from him, and moved back to Augusta. He got back on his feet because I was making some good money for him. Because like I'm young, I'm 19, I'm attractive, I'm selling, like I'm a salesman. It's different from him, a homeless man from Africa with a strong African accent trying to sell stuff. So I made him some good money. I moved back to Augusta. He moved to California, started his business. I moved to Augusta, started Inner Crystallization, and been bumping and moving ever since.
That is so dope, bro. That is a great story. Do you happen to have any like pieces right by you? Like pieces that you make?
Just on me. This is the only one I have that I make personally. Like,
which crystal is that one?
This is Colombianite. It's technically an obsidian. It's a pseudotektite called Colombianite. But what that is actually a volcanic glass. So it's a glass that was melted down naturally by Earth. Like Colombia was from a volcano in Colombia, shot all the way up into the atmosphere, came back down. Then the impact was so strong it came back up, and then it came back down again and formed into this glass we know here. And it's technically not a crystal, but it's one of those fun crystals.
Right. No, I like it. So many people don't know the true power of crystals and like where they
Mm,
come from. Like they just think it's just something that looks cool. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They don't even believe that they work at all. Like they have any benefits or something like that. Like
yeah,
I know
yeah.
people on my TikTok like, bro, you believe in a rock. Like, just cracking jokes and stuff like that. So can you kind of talk about like the true power of crystals and where they actually come from?
Bet. So crystals. So people say like crystals and different things, but like
Listen, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I have a huge announcement that you do not want to miss, okay? I created my own community, yes, the chosen community, and it's only available on Telegram. It costs $0 to join, okay? RJ, why would I want to join your group chat? I'm about to tell you why. There's specific topics that I cannot talk about on social media. I've had my accounts deleted. I've had my lives taken from me, okay? So these topics will be spoken on in the chosen community, all right? It's a great way to grow, a great way to reach your higher self, a great way to network, right? A great way to get motivation free game daily, right? Knowledge is true power. Knowledge is what makes you different. Knowledge is what makes you stand out from the average person, okay? So if you feel like you're chosen, if you feel like this is a community that you want to be a part of, just click the link in the description, y'all. It's free to join. I cannot wait to grow with you guys. Can't wait to see you there, man. Let's get back to this episode.
we can think of a lot of the stuff as different minerals and mineral structures. So we have like the crystals, we have the fossils, and then we have the like tektites, and we have other stuff that are similar. But the thing about all these different things is that at a molecular structure, it has a stable molecular design. So what this is stability. So within all these different things. So like take for a human, you can wake up in a good mood. You saying your affirmations, you set your tone, and then you could
Mm-hmm.
go around and stub your toe. Your moods change, your frequencies change. There's a difference there. A crystal
Mm-hmm.
is stable to the molecule, the molecular structure. So that stability is what we get close to when we get close to the crystal. So we are unstable. Crystals are stable. It's so stable that it stabilizes the energy around it. So the fact that we're unstable and we're like subject to change, when we get close to something that's so stable, we just become more stable ourselves. And they're all at different molecular patterns. So one of them can give you more stability and what we would call our root chakra, which gives you more sense of security, safety. Another one can give you more stability within your expressiveness tied to your throat chakra, so that would allow you to express more. But those are just
Right.
different, like different frequencies and wavelengths of what the different crystals would resonate on. But that's essentially how it works. And we would say it. Crystals do give off energy, but what crystals
Mm-hmm.
really do is they fine tune our frequency. So they set us on its vibration. And once we get to that frequency, it unlocks, like we unlock our powers within ourselves. So one
Mm-hmm.
aspect that crystals are giving us energy. Another aspect is crystals are just allowing us to tap into our own energy differently and empower us that way.
Nah, for sure. You just broke that down in such a it's such a great way. Like I ain't gonna
Thank
lie. So they naturally come from the earth, right? From the planet.
you. Mhm.
Exactly,
Yep. So
exactly,
crystals
exactly.
come naturally, and the thing is, people don't know, but crystals grow. So like crystals,
Mm.
they just grow so slowly. But every single big crystal you see formed from like a small little molecule that just had a snap impression that changed into a crystal. And that crystal just grew over time and turned to a big old crystal. And they grow over hundreds of millions of years. They just grow over a long time, but crystals are growing just like mushrooms, fungi, just like plants and whatnot. And that's where they get their consciousness from. But just like a plant has consciousness, crystal has consciousness too, because it grows.
Exactly. Wow, exactly, exactly, exactly. Now that was a dope explanation. That was a dope explanation. I definitely love my crystals, and I definitely when I like meditate with them, or just like the tiger's eye, the black obsidian, just having it as protection. When I'm going places
Yeah.
and stuff like that, I definitely feel protecting my energy. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely, I
yeah.
definitely love that explanation. So like you just said, crystals they store energy, they cleanse energy as well, right? Can you talk about like the importance of cleansing your crystals? How should you
Mm,
cleanse them, and how often should you cleanse them?
good question. So, cleansing your crystal. So we have the different terms. We have like cleansed and charged. So when we're talking about cleansing crystals, why do crystals need cleansing? Like I said, crystals themselves have a mind, and their mind doesn't necessarily think the ways ours does, but their mind does technically think because it's processing energy. So it is thinking, and it does hold a consciousness. And consciousness can be it gets tainted, or it can get tainted, or it can get enlightened. Meaning it can hold any bad vibrations that we have, or if we're feeling negative, sometimes the crystal can just absorb that negative energy from us because it likes us. We've built a connection with it, But that energy that it absorbed from us, maybe, or absorbed from anywhere in the house, can get attached to it. And sometimes you want to let that go. So what we do is cleanse it, and we can cleanse it by certain crystals like selenite. Let me see if I have it somewhere. Fluorite here. So a crystal like fluorite we would use for our mental faculty chakras. So if this were to cleanse something from our mind and have us be more clear, sometimes it can cleanse that for us and absorb it into the crystal. So what we do is just take the crystal, and we could have it by another crystal called selenite, which cleanses it. We can also bury the crystal underground, and it get earthly charge to it, and that will charge and cleanse it. But cleansing means just cleaning it. So you can use salt, you can use salt water, you can use the sunlight, you can use moonlight, and salt. Sometimes salt water may corrode the crystal. You may want to do that, you may not want to do that. Me personally, I would do it sometimes, but it all depends on me. You can speak affirmations to cleanse the crystal, and you can cleanse it through your own, like, holding it and imagining it being cleansed, and you being the person that actually cleanses it. And charging it just means storing some type of energy in it. So that could be charging with the sunlight, charging with the moonlight. You can cleanse, and putting it in the earth cleanses and charges it. Putting it in like a river and letting it sit in there, it cleanses and charges it. Fire can cleanse and charge it. So you can use the different elements to cleanse and charge the crystals, but each different element in each different way has its own different purpose. And you can just, there's different content to see which way is the best way for you. But yeah, that's the basics of it.
I love how you slowly but surely went into like the different elements of the earth, like water, fire, air. Like that's just dope. And I have some selenite, but I never knew I could use that to charge my crystals. I usually just lay mine out somewhere in nature for about some hours or a day, and then the next day I speak my intent into them, and then I just let them charge in the sun, and then I go about my day like that. But I like how I seen you buried like a big old basket of crystals and underground, like you dug a hole. Like that was dope. Like that's really dope. I'm gonna start doing that for sure. I'm gonna definitely start doing that.
Yeah, that'll supercharge your crystal. Like bury it on the ground. Like bury crystal underground for like a week. Good. Bury it around for like a month or a year. You're expanding that. You're expanding that ritual, and it builds up. Like, so if you were bury crystal on the ground, like maybe under a specific day, because we did that on Lionsgate portal. But say if you bury it on the ground like during a new moon and you dig it up after, you're doing a new moon ritual, and that's being held within the crystal too.
Okay. Say less.
Yeah.
I was at the laundromat one time with my girlfriend, bro, and we had ran into this lady. Okay, so we're putting our laundry in one day, and she said, "Could you come here?" Now I have on my crystal necklace, my crystal bracelet. She has on her waist beads, and she's kind of like a heavyset lady, just a little bit. And she asked, "What do those do?" So my girl, she's explaining to him. She's like, "Do they help you lose weight?" She's like, "They can. Some of them can." So she's telling us. My girl is telling her what the crystals are for, and she's like, "Okay, you guys can just go." Like she kind of like dismissed us. So she brought us over there, and then she just missed us. She said, "If you believed in Jesus, you wouldn't need no crystals."
I'm so dead.
I'm like, bro, Christians could be so judgmental, and that leads me into, and people don't even realize that crystals are actually in the Bible. They're literally in the Bible. Like they talk about, I don't have my lapis lazuli on me right now, but they literally talked about lapis lazuli, amethyst, and a few different ones in the Bible. So if that's, if religion a route that you take and you see someone wearing the crystals, don't make fun of them. They're in your Bible. You know what I'm saying? But that leads me to the next question. Like, were you ever in religion, and was it hard breaking away from it?
That's a funny question. So I was raised Christian, Baptist Christian. And so my dad, agnostic. My dad was agnostic more so. My mom is Baptist Christian. I went to like Hillcrest Baptist. Like I went to a Christian school. Growing up a little bit. And then funny story. Like I moved to Maryland for a little bit, and my dad's up there. He visited us, and he says like, "Yeah,
Listen, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I have a huge announcement that you do not want to miss, okay? I created my own community, yes, the Chosen Community, and it's only available on Telegram. It costs $0 to join, okay? RJ, why would I want to join your group chat? I'm about to tell you why.
There's specific topics that I cannot talk about on social media. I've had my accounts deleted. I've had my lives taken from me. Okay. So these topics will be spoken on in the chosen community. All right. It's a great way to grow, a great way to reach your higher self, a great way to network, right? A great way to get motivation free game daily, right? Knowledge is true power. Knowledge is what makes you different. Knowledge is what makes you stand out from the average person, okay? So if you feel like you're chosen, if you feel like this is a community that you want to be a part of, just click the link in the description, y'all. It's free to join. I cannot wait to grow with you guys. Can't wait to see you there, man. Let's get back to this episode.
Guys, I got to tell you something. So he sits my brother and I on the couch. He just says, and this is the same dad that the Bible study type stuff, like, Bible study. Like, we used to do Bible study all the time. He would be reading to us from the Bible. My dad was doing his elevator in consciousness. He wasn't getting us hip to that, but he said something else. He says, guys, Jesus isn't real. And that was it. He just dropped it on us. Two Christian young boys that were grown Christian. He just got like, yep, Jesus is not real. And that was that. And, from that, I turned more so atheist. I went from, like I told you when I was 16, I was meditating, but I wasn't religious. I was atheist. That started before the interview. But yeah.
And then atheist is just someone that just doesn't believe in nothing, right?
Atheist does not believe in anything. And there's different forms of atheism. So there's atheists that believes in nothing. There are atheists that do believe in consciousness, but it's just tied in the code and dialect of string theory and quantum physics. So they believe in string theory and quantum physics, but they don't believe in consciousness and spirituality. But string theory and quantum physics is spirituality. It's just that in a scientific text. Right. And that's what I was. I was atheist, and then I got into string theory and quantum physics, and then that awoken me up to spirituality, because it like spirituality was just an aspect of it that they weren't saying, but all of it tied to like science. Like that's why you see I'm big on science when I talk about this. Like I'm on the science of it, because that's just where I'm at.
Exactly. It was all a part of your journey. It makes you who you are. You feel me?
Actually, yeah.
I was on your page and you were speaking on setting boundaries, man. Setting boundaries. A lot of people, they accept things from people just because they're family or they've been friends with them for such amount of years. Like people put time on something. It feels like that makes a difference. Like, oh, I can't go without you because we've been friends for 10 plus years. Right. Yeah. So just letting people run over them. You feel me? So how should one set boundaries for themselves in order to stay happy?
This is the biggest tip that I always give to people and my clients is you one of the best boundaries to set for yourself is to always pour into your own cup before you pour into someone else's. So if someone asks you for a favor, it does not matter how big or small the favor, you need to first do some act of self-love. That act of self-love could be 5 deep breaths. That act of self-love could be reflecting for 5 minutes of the day, like, how was my day affecting me? What were my emotions? It could be something joyous, like watching a motivational video, or like watching a funny clip, or something to boost your vibration. Do that before you do anyone else any favor, and you will always uphold your boundaries. And you always make sure that you're first giving your energy to yourself, because that's going to reprogram your mind to always feed yourself first. So that's one of the biggest tips on boundaries that I could give. And that's one of the biggest tips that helped me within my own personal journey. And I always share that one with people.
That is really good. Like I actually need to start doing that, giving, and people don't understand the law of compensation. Like people just want to receive, but they don't understand, like when you want to receive something, you have to give something. And people, like, for example, if you want to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to go without something, make room for your blessings. You feel me? So I love that. I really do love that. Spirituality. Right. Spirituality, it comes with loneliness. It comes with a lot of loneliness. When you start to unlearn the lies that your family and friends, they still believing in these things, right? And they still choose to believe it consciously, right? You start to disconnect from them. You start not going around as much. They start judging you and looking down on you. My mom and my dad is still alive, but I just don't have that relationship with them, right? Okay. I just don't. So have you ever had to cut off family because of your beliefs and your lifestyle?
Cut off? No, I wouldn't say so. I do uphold my boundaries with everyone, including my family. I uphold my boundaries, like, just as I uphold them. But as far as my family, I haven't had to cut anyone off. There's people that, like, I just wasn't as close to, and that was just always been a thing. There's never been a chance where, like, okay, I must cut you off because of this. Like, they just weren't close from the jump. So that's what it is. Like my mom and my brother, like my main ones, and like that's really where it's at. And then my
Nah.
grandparents, like they don't. My grandparents are chill, like really chill. So it's not really like I'm gonna cut you off. Like don't be doing nothing. So yeah,
Right, nah, for sure, for sure. Like my family, like I said, I grew up a Christian. I grew up in the church, going to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. A majority of my family is Christian. The little family that I do have, and it's like when I finally got on my journey, it was just like, dang, that's what you own now. Like you was raised upon this. The very first thing a Christian will
uh,
say to you, the very first thing a Christian is going to say to you, "I'm gonna pray for you." Come on, bro.
yeah,
That is so offensive to me. Like, why do you feel like I need prayer just because I'm operating out of pure love, pure energy? I'm not giving my energy to another entity like you
yeah,
are, you know? So,
yeah,
that was just a question I wanted to ask. I know a lot of people deal with that, like when they break free from the system and they're not believing the same thing as their family. It kind of turns you into the black sheep of the family, if that makes sense. So,
facts. That's true.
um, spirituality is a lifestyle. Like you must take care of your mind and the body. A lot of people they skip taking the necessary steps to take care of their body. Like, yeah, they take care of their mind, they're getting personal development and stuff like that, but they don't want to eat right, they don't want to change their diet, they don't want to work out, they want to
Yeah,
keep doing just being lazy pretty much, essentially, right? So
yeah.
how do you Marcus personally take care of your body? What is your diet like what's some of the personal, like the snacks or your favorite foods?
Okay. First off, favorite food. So like, well, I guess, but so like, I'm transitioning to alkaline vegan. Like, I'm transitioning to raw food vegan, I should say.
Okay.
I've been raw food vegan before. I first went raw food vegan when I was like 19. Um, but like, my whole thing has just been up and, oh, not up and down. It's just like my body goes to where it wants to go in the present moment, and I don't really
Hmm.
deny it. But I haven't eaten meat since I was 20, I think, or nine. No, since I was 19 or 20, I forgot. So I've been vegetarian for about 6 years. Out of those 6 years, I've been vegan for about 4 years. And the only thing
Hmm.
I eat that's not vegan is honey, and I should say like plant based because like I don't really discern whether or not like I'm wearing leather or not. I don't think I'm wearing leather, but like I'm not that strict about it. For me, it's just what I'm
Hmm.
putting in my body, and the only animal product that I have is honey. As far as like that, like I like to eat, like I like to indulge in food, but I just correct that. Like I've just been correcting it over the years.
Hmm.
Um, Man, the snack that I used to eat all the time is chocolate. I'm a big dark chocolate eater. Like I can eat chocolate, no sugar, like just straight dark chocolate, straight cacao. But
Hmm.
nowadays, like my favorite thing to eat is soursop, um, some ripe mangoes, watermelon, rambutans. Like I like a lot of exotic fruits. That's one of my goals to start an exotic fruit farm. Go move to Miami and do that. Um, but yeah, normal meals is like quinoa, some heavy beans, like garbanzo beans, chickpeas, mung beans, azuki beans, lentils. I sprout nowadays, so like I grow microgreens and I also sprout, and I have like these big old jars like this size that I grow my sprouts in. I just grow those in my cabinet,
That's
and I
dope.
eat
That's
that.
dope.
Yeah, and I would advise anyone the biggest life hack is to sprout in your own house. Like you can produce $30 worth of sprouts within 5 days. No, I said 30, like $60 worth of sprouts within 5 days, and then that's the most healthy thing that any human can eat is a sprout. The sprout.
Okay, okay. Say less. I'm definitely gonna try that. Like I love that the vegetarian, the vegan lifestyle. Like eating a lot of fruits, man. It's so important. The food that is so normal for us to eat, burgers, steak, and all that other stuff, is just it's messing with your mind. Like you cannot literally think straight. And I'm with you. I literally just stopped eating meat. I want to say like March, April. So it's been about
Congrats.
a decent, yeah, appreciate that, man. It's been about 4 or 5 months or so. So I definitely noticed a change in my body and my
How's that
energy,
been?
how I
How have you
can,
been feeling? How's that been feeling
bruh,
for you?
I've been, bruh, nothing but positive. Like nothing but, I
Okay.
don't, like, I literally look at meat as like the ops. you know
Okay.
how, you know how like street dudes, man, they got ops, man. I'm about to slide down on them. And I'm in that grocery store and I see meat. It's just like, bro, like, why are you even here right now? You feel me? Like, why are you even here? Not to make nobody feel bad about eating meat. You know, we gotta slowly cut it off because we've been programmed. It's all a program. So just slowly detach yourself from it. It was a process for me to stop eating that. Last night I actually made a meatless taco salad, y'all. So here's some
Okay.
game. Um, Walnuts, right? Cut up some walnuts, chop up some walnuts, man. And first you wanna let them sit in the water. You wanna let them sit and soak in the water for about, I wanna say 6 hours or maybe overnight while you sleeping. Drain the water out there. Drain the water out of the bowl with the walnuts in it. Doom. Cut the walnuts up, chop them up, or you could put them in the blender, and basically you cook it like it's regular taco salad. Add the seasoning in there, and man, me and my girlfriend, we tried that last night, and bro, we licked our place clean. Like, we licked our place clean. If you want to learn the recipe specifically, join my free Telegram, y'all. The link is going to be in the description of this video. But yes, healthy lifestyle, man. Healthy lifestyle. Next question. It's hard to stay positive 24/7, like, especially in the world that we're living in now. It's hard to, one minute you're up, or 1 week you're up, the next day something might happen and your vibrations might, you might get in a little funk, right? I was personally in a little funk the other day, and I decided to ground myself. I actually started yoga, and
Okay.
it really helps a lot. Like, I love yoga, bro. I love yoga. You do yoga too?
I do. Yeah.
For sure, bro. I definitely recommend, if y'all haven't tapped in, bro, literally get you a mat, $10 at Walmart, and start watching some YouTube videos, all right? But I want to know, like, when you're feeling your energy, feeling drained, you're not feeling yourself, like, what are some of the things that helps you get back right?
Okay. So I do a lot of stuff. But one thing, weights, lifting weights, that's like, if I'm in any funk, the first thing I do is like get my body moving, because I know if I move my body, I'm gonna move this emotion, whatever the emotion is. If I get my body flowing, it's gonna move that stagnant energy. So I practice my deadlifts. I'm trying to get my PR up, but if I ever like feel weird, hit the weight real quick, get 5 reps of something heavy. That's just a quick solution. Another solution, I run daily, so I run a mile a day now. I was an average runner. Like, the longest I ran is like a half marathon, 13 miles. So like that's something I do to get my energy right. Affirmations. So like, if it's something in, like, I don't know, like a mindset that's kind of weird for me to shift, it goes straight into my affirmations. So like, whatever it is, like, I am powerful, I am grateful, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am create love, I am wealth, I am healthy. So I go straight to my affirmations. I spit them out like they like I said, a whole rap song. I dance. So like, whenever I need to, I'll just dance it out. If I get real, if I'm like in a sad, which I don't really get sad too often, but on the rare occasions that I do get sad, I'll play something on piano. Like, I'll play some sad music so I can feel it out. But that's if I really need to. Yeah, that's really it. That's the main ways to get my emotions out. But in general, to maintain myself, I meditate in the AM and I meditate in the PM. So I meditate twice a day, minimum of 20 minutes a day. So that's what maintains stuff. But once it gets out of balance, those are one of the things I use to, get that energy.
Listen, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I have a huge announcement that you do not want to miss, okay? I created my own community, yes, the Chosen Community, and it's only available on Telegram. It costs $0 to join, okay? RJ, why would I want to join your group chat? I'm about to tell you why. There's specific topics that I cannot talk about on social media. I've had my accounts deleted. I've had my lives taken from me, okay? So these topics will be spoken on in the Chosen Community, all right? It's a great way to grow, a great way to reach your higher self, a great way to network, right? A great way to get motivation free game daily, right? Knowledge is true power. Knowledge is what makes you different. Knowledge is what makes you stand out from the average person, okay? So if you feel like you're chosen, if you feel like this is a community that you want to be a part of, just click the link in the description, y'all. It's free to join. I cannot wait to grow with you guys. Can't wait to see you there, man. Let's get back to this episode.
Energy flowing and get some balance in it.
For sure. I like that, the working out one. Like, that's getting your body flowing, getting active, not being still, not staying in that darkness. But that's just going to keep you in that funk that you're trying to get out of. Me personally, I take a jog every day before I get my day started. I try to just run around the neighborhood, run around the block, get that blood flowing, and it builds self-discipline, right? It builds confidence as well. Like, I listen to podcasts, not only, I don't just listen to my podcast, but I listen to other people's podcasts. And it kind of just gives you in that positive moment, gets you in that motivative moment. Like, okay, how can I improve this in my life? How can I improve that area? So I definitely, I like that. I agree with that. We got 2 more questions. What's some advice that you would give someone just starting their journey, or maybe they're trying to break free, but just can't seem to figure it out?
Advice on Spartan. Okay, break. When you say break free, can't figure it out, what do you mean by that?
Like, they're still stuck in religion. They're still stuck in this matrix. They're having trouble seeing things for what it is, having trouble opening their third eye.
Okay. So I should say just starting out. Just starting out, I would say hone in on the basics. So I say that for anyone that's like legit, if you're actually just starting out, try to stay away from like all the new age stuff that's going on, like astral travel, starting to do these like heavy brow chakra meditation, like opening your third eye, focusing on that. Don't try to do all this extra stuff like opening like clairvoyance, clairaudience. Like it all sounds good, but like if you're just starting out, hone the basics. The basics is breathing. So like literally doing something to have a breathwork exercise or focus heavy on your cardiovascular. So like running, jogging, light workouts, just to get your breath work. So that spirituality is all about the breath, breath. The next thing will be clean sources of water. So like making sure you're actually drinking water, not the Coca-Colas, not the coffee every day. Like actually get the high quality hydrogen you need in your body. The next thing will be mindfulness. Practice some form of mindfulness where you're letting go of your thoughts. As you go through your spiritual journey and you start manifesting, your thoughts are going to be heightened, and your ability to manifest will be expanding. So you'll be manifesting things at a higher rate. I don't know if this light's making it dark over here. It's getting a little dark. But make sure you're doing something to let go of your thoughts, because you're going to be expanding your consciousness, and before you know it, you're going to be up, like leveling up the chakras. You're going to be at the crown and brow chakra, and you'll be figuring, like thinking like, dang, like why is all this weird stuff happening? Like, no, your thoughts are now being brought back to you quicker than they were before. So sometimes when we manifest stuff, it takes time to appear in the 3D. But once you start working up here, it'll manifest so much quicker. So the best thing to do is just let go of your thoughts, so your subconscious mind isn't thinking all the time and creating thoughts and then entertaining the wrong ideas. And the last one would probably be maybe boundaries, probably just boundaries, upholding those boundaries, because your spiritual defense, like your spiritual protection, is going to be a reflection of your actual boundaries with other people. So if you have no boundaries with other people, you have no boundaries in the spiritual realm. Like spiritually going to look at you like a doormat. If you're walking around in 3D as a doormat, you will also be a doormat in the 4D. Things will be draining and zapping your energy. So if you want to like be protected and you're starting your spiritual journey, like set practical boundaries. Practice saying them in the car. Practice being in the mindset of being rejected after a boundary. Like just get rid of whatever's stopping you from boundaries. Hone that in so you can start building up your spiritual defense.
Nah, for sure. I love that advice. And if you guys wanted some personal advice from me, if you're just getting started, you're trying to break free, man, personal development is something that's so important. Quit listening to the mainstream media, the mainstream music that's being promoted. It's all an agenda. You need to start putting some positive things in your ear, like the Words from RJ podcast, like some motivational music, like Spiritual Tony, for example. He's really good. I would say start meditating, right? Meditating, going within, because you know all the answers. All the answers is within you. Okay, you want to start unlocking these chakras, and you're going to start to realize that some of your chakras might already be unlocked. You might already be, like your throat chakra or your third eye. You might already can see things for what it is, but you still stuck in that root chakra. You still, So I would say go within and start meditating, man, for sure. Sure. And the last thing I wanted to ask you, man, anything new coming from inner crystallization? Like anything we should be looking out for? Anything you want to promote?
Wow. So I do got some new stuff that I want to say, but a lot of stuff I don't say until it's manifested yet. So I got a whole part of it in. But every day during the week, so Monday through Fridays, I normally go live at 9:30. I'm solidifying that in. But what I do at 9:30 a.m., basically every day, Monday through Friday, is I have a sermon on wealth and the importance of setting the vibration at the beginning of the day. So what we're doing is to do two things. I normally do a Q&A, but at 9:30 specifically, we go right into the wealth reprogramming and the wealth sermon. And that's reprogramming the idea of wealth from these physical assets with high monetary value into wealth being principles and aspects of flourishment. So what wealth is no longer money. Like money does not mean wealth. If I have $1 million that passes down to a family member, I'm not passing down wealth. I'm passing down riches. If I pass down a brand, that's wealth. If I pass down something that, like, if I make connections in my lifetime, those connections are tied to my last name. Now my family has wealth because those connections provide sustenance. So rich is not sustaining. Wealth sustains you. So wealth is the people, the relationships I build in this lifetime. Wealth is the aspect that is keeping my lungs with oxygen. So like I have a wealth of energy within my body. If I didn't have wealth in my organs would fail, I would die. So wealth is now a principle. Wealth is a principle that implies sustainability. And we need to reprogram our ideas of wealth, because everyone in the matrix has wealth redefined as money and monetary value. And that's not what true wealth is. And like people can say your house is wealth. No, your house is not wealth. The lease is wealth. The lease is what gives you that house. That the lease is what pays that house on a timely fashion. So the lease and the house is the wealth. But we're taking wealth away from these physical aspects, because wealth is nothing but a mindset that we have, and we create that internally, and then we expand on that externally. So through wealth, I manifest money. And through abundance, I manifest money. Through prosperity, I manifest money. Wealth is a high vibration. Money is a low vibration. So we want to manifest wealth first and then accumulate money after. And those are the types of sermons I do every single day at 9:30. So just join my live on TikTok, 9:30. Go ahead and follow me. And we get it pumping. I go to the affirmations. I go to the mindsets. I go to the vibration. I go to the and different tips, just like a church sermon. I do the same thing, just specifically on wealth. Then I move into confidence, like right below, and authenticity right above. But wealth is the heart chakra, so we're working on our heart chakra.
Bruh, that is so dope. By the way, what is your TikTok name? What's the website and where people can cop some crystals? I'm gonna leave the link in the description as well. But just for the people listening on the podcast, just go ahead and let them know.
So it's Inner Crystallization at Inner Crystallization, INNER Crystallization, CRYSTALLIZATION. Inner Crystallization. That's on Instagram. That's on also on YouTube. I still need to make some videos, but subscribe to me. When the videos come, you'll see them. And by the time you see this, I may have more videos. But nevertheless, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok is where I'm at mostly, going live every day. And my website is www.innercrystallization.com. And I have a lot of information on the crystals. I have a lot of information on the spirituality in general. I have the blog post on the 7 chakras if you're trying to get into it. And yeah, that's really it, bro.
That's really dope, but y'all make sure y'all go show some love to his page, man. I am not gonna lie, y'all. Me personally, y'all will catch words from RJ on some of his lives on TikTok, man. I'm definitely gonna need some of that personal development in the rising. So I definitely appreciate you coming through, man, spitting some game for me and the listeners. We enjoyed you, man, and I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. See y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Peace, family, peace.
Yeah.